or the theme, we will not limit our vision based on our present situation. This evening, ladies and gentlemen, stakeholders all of this wonderful parish, I greet you well. As Jamaicans, even more so persons belonging to this beloved parish of St. Thomas, we do nothing without inviting the presence of the Holy Spirit to rest, remain, and abide with us. At this point in time, I will invite Pastor LaSalle Burnett to come and lead the invocation. Pastor Burnett, please.
Let me say good evening to all of God's wonderful people. Bless the Lord. Amen. Worship. Also Williams, police, and the extension of the customs system absent. And I want to give God thanks for the privilege that we are here to come together. And I look at the thought they have here, talking about vision. And one writer declared, where there is no vision, the people perish. And I saw the focus on Joseph and Pharaoh in those days. Pharaoh had a dream and could not interpret the dream. But there was a young man called Joseph who they put in prison. They had to send calling in when Pharaoh got the dream. And the 7 years of plenty and the 7 years of famine, where the 7 fat cows eat up the 7 meter cow, the 7 meter cow eat up the 7 fat cows. But all of that was saying something, that something is about to happen. And the young man came and he interpreted the dream. And because he interpreted the dream, Pharaoh said, you have the vision, so you take over and carry through the vision. What did the young man do? Call everybody together and he planted corn. Whole lot of corn for the first 7 years and store the corn for the 7 famine years. What am I saying? We are coming together. Let us come with a vision. Put negative things aside. Lift your thought to God to give us direction. So that when we leave this town hall meeting this afternoon, we'll be going in the right direction for progress for our parish, our country, and Jamaica on a whole. There are other things I need to put in place. But I want to say to you this afternoon, it takes the person or the man with the vision to carry through. Amen? 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 We need some visionary people. Let us about to pray, put aside the negative. Whatever you want to see happen, confess some positive things on our parish. Too long a time we talk about St. Thomas is on the back burner. But I am speaking life and hope and blessings upon this parish this evening. We are the head and not the tail. Amen? Amen. Let us all stand for prayer. Hallelujah. Let us go ahead with reverence to the Almighty. Our Father who art in heaven, I look to thee, who is the creator of all things. I want to thank you, O God, for your goodness and your mercies. You give us traveling mercies, O God, to reach at this town hall this evening. And we are here to plan. And we are here to listen to what you have to say to us. Speak, Lord, thy servant, hear it. Oh God, speak to the chairman. Speak to all those that are involved. Speak to every counselor. every MP, and everyone that is involved, oh God, have power to make a change in this parish. I pray, oh God, to speak to them. Speak to them, oh Lord, we pray. Cover us, oh God, in your divine presence and in your blood this evening. And through your word, we declare it as you have spoken, that no weapon that form against this parish shall prosper. And every tongue that rises against in judgment, we condemn it. We speak blessings. We speak hope. We speak prosperity. We speak victory. Again, oh Father, we ask you to touch, oh God, the chairman, the mayor of this parish. Bless him, Lord, and bless all the councillors, every MP, every nurse, every doctor, every teacher, and every well persons that are involved. Oh God, we cannot leave, oh Father, at this time, our leader, our prime minister, the opposition leader, and all those that are involved. I pray your blessings, oh God. Speak, Lord, thy servant heareth. And I pray, oh God, to transform this meeting as we present ourselves to thee. Wait upon thee, as you taught us when we pray, saying, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in the earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those that trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. Thine is the kingdom, power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. And I declare blessings upon this meeting. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you so much, Pastor Burnett. Everyone here this evening in this room is a positive mover and shaper for the parish of St. Thomas. That is why you are here. We welcome you. For those of us in social space, whether you are onshore or offshore, it is nice to have your ears attuned as we use this afternoon to introduce to you the persons who are at the helm of different stations in St. Thomas to provide the many services with which we enjoy. At this time, it gives me pleasure to invite Miss Claudia Carter, the CEO of the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation, to bring the official welcome. Miss Carter, please. And can you give them some love, they're hardworking people?
Ladies and gentlemen, the pleasure is mine to bring the welcome on behalf of the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation, which has planned this evening's event, the Town Hall meeting. And for Town Hall meetings, we expect the full participation of all those persons who are here. So the pleasure is mine to first of all welcome His Worship the Mayor, whose function it is, Mr. Seabright Dixon, who somebody wants to know the mayor's name. His Worship the Mayor, Councillor Hubert Williams, and Mr. Seabright Dixon, JP, who is representing the Custos. We have members of the agencies. We see our agency head, most of them are here. We want to welcome you most heartily, and we want to also welcome those persons who are representing the agencies. These persons are our partners. These persons join with us. And we see this Byfield with the superintendent coming in and the other members of the JCF. We have We have also Dr. who is the head of the health, Dr. Smith, who is the head of the health department, St. Thomas Health Department. We have also our Deputy Mayor, Councillor Rohan Brand, who is also representing the municipal corporation as well. We have a number of persons, very important persons, all of you are. We have you here represented here, and we want to tell you how much we appreciate your being here. We want to thank Pastor Burnett for doing that prayer for us, and to remind us that we have a visionary, and we too should catch the vision and get involved. We want to welcome most heartily our moderator, Miss Jacqueline Hendricks. Miss Jacqueline Hendricks White, who is here moderating the program. A very warm welcome to you, Madam. And we pray that God will continue to direct you as you moderate this evening. Want also to welcome all members of the municipal corporation. We have members of staff, heads of department who are here. Want to not forget the media that is here with us. And we want to especially welcome those persons who are on live stream, who are watching this program this evening, and also will be participating in the program. We want to welcome you all, and if I've missed out anybody, forgive me, but a hearty welcome to every single person who is here. And be reminded that although we are sharing from the municipal corporation, the things or the areas that we are responsible for, and those areas that we are taking care of in St. Thomas, the most important part of this program this evening is your participation in the program. When the questions and answers come up, please answer your questions. Ask your questions and they will be answered, right? So please ensure that you write down your questions, and at the end of it, you will have the time to ask them and to get the answers to them. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Madam CEO Claudia Carter. I want to welcome you also to this evening's proceedings. I am very meticulous about my name, so I'm going to share my name. My name is Jacqueline Caron Marie Hendricks Wilmot White. JP. Yes, that's my name. If you catch it, good. Now, ladies and gentlemen, yes, the room starts to get busy. That is what we want. We want you to come and share with us this evening your challenges so we can come together and sort it out. I want to add to the welcome just now, and I want you to see these persons. We have in our midst, and I ask these persons just to stand. You will have the opportunity to speak, but I want you to stand now so the early birds get something that the latecomers won't get. Superintendent Alison Byfield from JCL Current. Ministry of Health, we have Miss Melissa Linton, the CEO, Dr. Doyen Smith, and Sister Pauline Ellington. Where are you? NHT, we have Mr. Sean Sibbles. Where are you? Sean is in the garden hiding. Okay. JCDC, Miss Pamela Rodney. On her way. JAS, Mr. Rupert Scott. the president of the ABS. Good. SDC, Miss Lorian Peart Roberts. Good. Ministry of Labor and Social Security, Miss Grace Dean. When you have the mask, you know, we can't see you. Mask up. Now you need to stand and come again now. Miss Lorian Peart Roberts, let us see your beautiful face. Thanks. And Ministry of Labor and Social Security, the part office person that we need to find, that's Miss Dean. Rather, we have Mr. Lennox Bartlett. Where's Mr. Bartlett? So who is me representative? Huh? Taj Barkley is here. And who is the other person in yellow? Paul Campbell. I love when our men come forth, you know, because the Bible says that they are to lead. So when I see the young men, I am pleased. Red Cross, Miss Joseph Smith. JPS, Ryan Jarrett. It's roll call, you know. Solid Waste, we have Miss Nigel Gordon from JPS. I hope the rain won't short circuit him. Solid Waste, I just spoke to Nigel Gordon. NWC, Philippa Campbell Francis, where are you? She's traveling. So from the Princess Margaret, I'm seeing the acting senior medical officer, Dr. Whittle. I've not seen this person in a long time, you know. Still looking good. And where is our matron? Matron, they forgot your name.
Nadine Anderson Lawrence.
That's right, she has long name. Nadine Anderson Lawrence. Good. So we are here to have a talk. We are here to shine the lights of St. Thomas brighter, even than what we saw happening for the first time with the Christmas tree lighting in the park. I love it. So now we move on to greetings. We must greet each other, and it's not Christmas where we have it greeting across the world from London, Canada, and the United States. We must learn to greet each other. Practice a yard, no sir? And so this evening we're going to be inviting the following person to bring greetings and or his or her representative. We have with us Mr. Seabright Dixon, JP, President of the Lane Magistrate Association. He will be representing our Custos Rotoloria, Marcia Bennett. After which, we will hear from Member of Parliament for St. Thomas Western, Mr. James Robertson, followed by Member of Parliament for St. Thomas Eastern, Dr. Michelle Charles. We'll have the greetings in that order.
This is the day the Lord has made. The judge, moderator, Chaplain, Mr. Burnett, His Worship, the Mayor of Harvey, Newark, William, Deputy Mayor, Washington Brand, CEO, Ms. Carter, Head of Agencies, my fellow SPs who are here in large numbers, other stakeholders, and most importantly, we the people of St. Thomas who are here tonight. Good night. As President of the St. Thomas SPs Association in St. Thomas, I I would like to apologize for the Honorable Costas Marciageni. But nevertheless, I kept it is essential, and I'm here to bring greetings on your behalf. First of all, I want to commend His Worship, Robert William, Mayor St. Thomas, his councillors and staff of the corporation for hosting this meeting. It is very timely and very important. In building a country, in building a parish, and in building a town like Mark Bay, consultation and communication are very important. When you have proper communication and consultation, you will avoid confusion and conflict. I publicly, His Worship, if possible, we endorse this town hall meeting. Also, we recommend to you and your team if you could have it at least twice per year. The Justice and Peace of St. Thomas will continue to work in partnership with all the stakeholders and the people of St. Thomas in making this parish a place to live, raise family, and do business. And before I close, I'm going to ask all my Justice and Peace to stand so the people of St. Thomas can read with it. Justice and Peace, you can stand so that you can be known, so that you don't have a problem. Just stand. Okay. To God be the glory. I thank you.
What a clap, thank you. You want Mr. Dixon to take back that to Augustus now? And so we continue with the greetings. Do we have a representative from MP James Robertson and MP Michelle Charles? Is there a representative? Moving right along. So, I have a nice pull-up banner here, and it is showcasing the vision and mission of the St. Thomas Parish Council. The vision statement, now the vision is what they are thinking of, yes? The vision is where they want to go, that place. It says, working for better communities with a commitment to service. Now, how they are going to achieve that is all dependent on the mission. So the mission is the steps they're going to take for the better community. So the mission statement reads, an efficient local body that meets the needs and enhances the lives of residents and visitors to the parish by its well-trained and committed staff. So a lot of planning, that's what they're saying. They do a lot of planning and executing in order to achieve the vision. This evening you are invited to be a part of this planning here at this meeting. We have some personnel within the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation who lead different sectors. Sectors such as roads and works, poor relief, disaster, audit, finance, planning. The persons sitting at the helm of these offices, these stations, these departments, they are here this evening to share with us for about 2 minutes what it is that they do and how they can assist you. Because there is help, you know, but you just didn't know. Help is right here, and you just didn't know. So when you learn this evening, I implore you, go back to your communities and educate the citizens there. You hear them say one hand wash the other? That is where we need to go back to. That community living. When last any one of you in here ever cook and call your neighbor and say, come to some dinner here? Long time. Yes? That is the life we were accustomed to. I look forward to getting dinner from my neighbor, Miss Pearl. She used to wash our clothes. I don't know what it was about the wood fire, but her food tastes different from the food over my house. Yes? And so we need to bring back the love. And so the municipal is trying to bring back the love in St. Thomas. So now I'm going to be inviting the following persons to come and introduce themselves, their department. Tell us what it is you do, and I'm giving you 180 seconds to do that. I love to give things in abundance, you know. 3 minutes sound very small. So I prefer to give you 180 seconds. Good. So Adele Felix, Road and Works, Donnet Quarry Lead, Martina Medley, Disaster, Janelle Smith, Audit, Tamika Small, Planning, and Jumani Robinson. Listen to me now, man. Tamika is Finance, and Jumani is Planning. I am just excited to hear it all. So here we go. Yes, give them some love, they work hard.
Yes, good night, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Adele Felix. I'm the Chief Engineering Officer for the St.Thomas Operation. Okay, the mic. Okay. Alright, hear me now? Alright, and also the head of the Road and Works Department. Basically, the Road and Works Department is like the technical department within the parish council. We are responsible for maintenance of the parochial road in terms of rehabilitation, drain cleaning, pushing. We are also responsible for to ensure that all the municipal properties are basically kept in terms of maintenance. We have the Rural Center Park, we have the cemeteries in different divisions, we have the infirmary, we have the drop-in center, we have the market, and also our main office. And 2 bus park, which is Oak Road and Church Street Bus Park, that falls under the Road and Works Department. We also responsible in terms of assisting in helping with the approval process of building plans. Our department basically approve the structural integrity of the building, so we do most structural approval. Based on the approval of building plan, we also get recommendations from health departments, which is external agency. We also, depends on the type of construction or development, we also refer to NEPA or other agencies for assisting the approval process. Sometimes from time to time you might see our officers visiting building sites to ensure that buildings are built according to the standard and they are compliant in terms of compliance. So we can also serve stop notice to seize and desist all building works until the breach is actually remedied. We also serve in terms of to ensure that the town is also well kept, because even though we don't responsible for the main road per se, even some streets in the town are also responsible for NWA. But once the town falls within the main responsibility, we also do some assessment in that area. So basically that is part of the role of the municipal corporations. If there's any question related to anything regarding parochial roads, building plans, building approval, stop notice, enforcement, even demolition, because if people are building illegally, we can ask for demolition as well. So Yes, that is it for the Road and Works department.
In the interest of time, I ask colleagues that you just line up yourselves to speak. So we have Sister Donald, followed by Sister Martina, Sister Janelle, Sister Tamika, and Jaman. Yes.
Hello, good night or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Donald Perry, and I'm the Inspector of Corps for St.Thomas. As Inspector of Corps, I supervise the Police Department, which is the welfare arm of the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation. Therefore, my function is to ensure that all citizens within this parish, within St. Thomas, that are deemed destitute and apply for assistance through my department are treated with utmost respect and are given access to the resources provided by the government to enhance their social and economic status. The department provides two categories of service. One, the indoor, which is institutional care. We know it as the infirmary. Some persons may call it the poorhouse, but it's the infirmary. Not poor at all. Then we have outdoor. These are the persons living with their family or individually who are destitute. Persons who become destitute because of disaster, fire, hurricane, etc. You have a homeless program, you have the drop-in center up by Church Corner, where the homeless population can access 2 hot meals per day, take a bath, wash their clothes, have access to medical care and other social assistance. Then we have the indigent program, the indigent housing program. So we repair or build houses for the destitute, or we call them our registered poor within the parish. Then we have assistance to school. So we provide assistance like all the tools necessary for our students or for our dependents of registered poor to achieve at a higher rate. This is the only way we can break that line of poverty. Then we have burial assistance and a lot more assistance that is offered within the police department. However, because of time constraint, I'm unable to go through everything. But for further information on the police department, you can contact us through the municipal corporation or the police office over by the bus park, located at the bus park. And thanks for your time.
Good night, everyone. My name is Martina Medley. I'm the disaster coordinator for the parish of St. Thomas, and I am based at the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation. And I am different from OPM. I still do the same work, but I am not at the OPM, so I have to make that clear. Now, my role is to ensure that persons are sensitized as it relates to disasters, what to do before, during, and after. And most persons just treat disaster preparedness as tarpaulin distribution, or blanket distribution, or can I get a mattress? It is more than that. I just wanted to take a look at what is happening right now in Syria and Turkey, where they were recently impacted yesterday by a 7.8 magnitude earthquake. And what was so dangerous about this earthquake is the timing. So it was at 4:17 a.m. when a lot of persons are sleeping. And also the fact that they made mention of the construction of the building. So you heard Mr. Felix talking about structural integrity. So when we say to you, bring in your plan, have it checked and stuff, there's method to our madness, right? So we're not just saying it, do it because we want you to do it. We want you to ensure that you are safe. Now what makes my job hard is that the culture of Jamaica is that we believe that nothing can happen to us, right? We believe that, we have been blessed over the years and, nothing happened to us, and only people in other countries, these things can happen to. But always remember, it only takes one hurricane, or one major earthquake or one fire for us to be in a serious position where we cannot help ourselves. So I am trying to keep my presentation short, but if you need more information, I am based at the Municipal Corporation, which is located at 11 Church Street. You can come down, you can ask for me, I will help you to write your disaster plans. You know, come to your organization, I'll conduct drills, I conduct trainings. And I also want to mention one survey that I conducted, or still working on, in Moran Bay, where I got some WhatsApp workers in 2019 to do a survey of some of the business places. And my target was 100 persons, and so far we are at 71. And one of the questions that we ask persons is if they know what to do if there's a disaster, or if they have any business continuity plan. And of those 71 businesses, everybody said no. So St. Thomas, we need to take disaster preparedness a bit more serious, and I'm here to help you. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. I am Tamika Small, the Chief Financial Officer of the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation. And my PowerPoint, okay, the purpose of the Accounts Department. The Accounts Department exists, 1, to collect revenue, make payments, accumulate and report financial information, outline the financial performance and position of the corporation, as well as its cash flow status, assist the corporation making prudent financial planning, decision, and forecast for the parish. My management structure in the accounts department is yours truly, the Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Tamika Small. You have a Revenue and Budget Officer, Ms. Tamara Thomas, Accountant General and Operation Officer, Mrs. Carla Ski Grant, and our Compliance Manager, Mr. Delroy Harris. And presently my staff complement is 20 employees, and that would include the market manager and personnel working there. The authority that governs my office is the Local Government Finance and Financial Management Act 2015, Financial Administration and Audit Act, Government of Jamaica Procurement Guidelines, Public Bodies Management and Accountability Act, and circulars from Ministry of Finance and Planning, and all of these can be found on Google and everything. All right, for the financial base of the corporation, no, that would include the parochial revenue fund, which would include the property, the motor vehicle and property tax. 2, government grants and specific grants for the poor relief, as Ms. Perry speak about. Own source revenue, that would be the market, the cemeteries, minor water supply, place of amusement, etc. All right, the activities of the corporation we use to monitor our activities. These are some tools. We use trends, budget versus actual, month over month, year to date, year over year, and efficiency matrices. In regards to the budget now, our budget runs from April the 1st, 2022 to March 31st, 2023. So we're actually in our budget year for fiscal year 22-23, right? Our revenue source would be property tax. The total revenue for the corporation for this financial year is $629,438,922. The property tax is 66% of that total, would be approximately $413 million, while the grants is 24%, $152 million, and the own source revenue, that is like our markets and our minor water supply and all of those things, is 63 million, approximately 63 million. All we plan to spend that 629 million now is parochial revenue fund, would be a parochial road and cleaner drain. That is 68% of our budget, 427 million approximately. And the commercial service, like our market and all of those areas, we plan to spend 34 million. General admin and pension, that's what we have pensioner in our office too, so we pay 43 million, and government grant like the poor relief, 20 million. No, government grant and poor relief, 103 million. that is the end of my presentation. Thank
We want to thank Odell, Donette, Martina, and Tamika. So I'm missing Janelle. Jamani, you're coming up next? Okay. So colleagues, a lot of money is being spent. A whole lot of money is being spent in St. Thomas. Are you ready? Go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Jumani Robinson, the Director of Planning for St. Thomas Municipal Corporation. Now I'm tasked with, not a burden, but a blessing to present the St. Thomas Local Sustainability from 2018 to 2030. Now, what is sustainable development? This is the development to meet the need of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs as well. Now, the context of the Sustainable Development Plan. Now, the Sustainable Development Plan was developed by the Municipal Corporation to fulfill its mandate under the Local Governance Act 2016 and present in the context of Vision 2030, St. Thomas Provisional Development Order, and UN Sustainable Development Goals. The aim is to present or to provide spatial analysis, strategies, and also long-term sustainable development for the parish. Now, in doing that, we have to look at recommended land use designation as it relates to housing, transportation, waste management, environment, water, so forth, and include the standards to recording land use information, land suitability assessment, spatial optimization, analysis, as well as regional zoning. Now, the objective of the LSDP, so instead of me saying Sustainable Development Plan, I just leave it at LSDP, is to stimulate growth, provide amenities for infrastructure within the parish, and encourage participation within citizens, and also to guide development of communities and provide basis of improved quality of life, and as you know, the Vision 2030 mantra, which is live, work, and do business. Now, alignment as it relates to the document. Now, the document is locally aligned to the Sustainable Development Plan of Jamaica, which encompasses 4 pillars, which are environment, social, and economic, and also governance. It is also aligned to the Vision 2030, which has 4 goals, and also internationally, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Now, in the preparation of the plan, first we have to build capacity as it relates to agencies and also specific stakeholders within the parish. Also, we have community vision workshop, which was actually needed, assisted by SDC. We had that parish-wide, but that wasn't enough. So we look at focus groups. We look at both MPs. We had a forum with all councillors, high school students, agricultural sector, business sector, mining and environment, so forth. So we try to get as much within the parish. Also, we look at land use. We know that there's a highway coming in right now, so we definitely have to prepare. So we have to have a plan to facilitate this movement as it relates to in and out. Right? They normally say that road to development is development of roads. So we have to look at it and see how best we can plan for St. Thomas instead of another parish plan for us, basically. We also look at humanitarian evaluation, where the plan will also be updated every 5 years, but being renewed every year. Again, the fundamental principle, the plan is for the citizen. So the plan is not just for parish council, but it is for everybody. And it is a grassroots plan. So it is from the community up to the agencies per se. The ultimate goal is smart development, so we use the context of sustainable development and also the pillars, which are environmental, social, and economic. The plan is also long-term and for the global perspective. So we look at global trends such as sustainable development goals and the local reality. Likewise, the Paris must aim at short-term improvement to prepare for the future. Now, projects. Now, one of the main projects, as relates to LSDP, is the Local Economic Development, which is the LED program. Now, this started in 2018 and also 2020, where we trained 35 trainees, and they basically were trained as relates to business management and marketing plans and business plans. They were given a handbook, and they will use those handbooks to train others within the community. Now, I know you can't see the pictures good, but this picture would have been the participants. The picture beside would have been presentation that was done by myself locally at conference center, and the success of that presentation led me to present regionally in Trinidad as it relates to the LED for St. Thomas. Another spin-off from that was being on the panel. This is the global part of it now, where the success of the St. Thomas LED program, it was showcased internationally for the Commonwealth program. Okay, so because we're so vast or so good with the LED, we had another project that came up, which is EVAG. Bear with me. It's eradication of violence against women and girls. Now, what's the best way to empower these women? LED again. So what we had was 19 participants. So we did the same training. So, and that year was 2022, last year. So this was another program under the LSDP. And as you can look, these are the alignments as it relates to sustainable development goals. So this was what was done last year under the LSDP. Also, we're looking at the spatial plan. I don't have enough time to explain this map, but the darker areas, the existing land use, and the lighter areas are the projected growth. That's the best I can do right now, but it's very intense. So these are some other maps as it relates to the tourism assets, because remember, this is also aligned to the tourist destination plan, which is the first of its kind in Jamaica for St. Thomas. Also, we look at smart growth. Now, there's this new thing, smart city development. We don't have a city, but we can use components of that development to assist St. Thomas. Now, give you some example of that. We have the urban center, we have the logistics hub, we have the South Coast Highway, we have also the intelligent transportation system. I know you probably see some ducts on the roads, which will host the fiber optics. Those are that would be the intelligent transportation system. We also heard Mr. Felix mention about development application. Well, St. Thomas is actually within the top 3 as it relates to processing applications virtually. Even though we have the...
Clap them. Things are gone.
And bear in mind, St. Thomas have the worst connectivity in the entire parish.
Clap them again.
Oh, sorry. Country, sorry, not parish, sorry, my bad. Okay, now this is another project that was done in collaboration with the solid waste management. This is another spin-off project from the LSDP, whereas we did a solid waste management plan. And this is the endorsement letter from the executive director, Mr. Arnley Gordon. So this is the endorsement letter. Also, we did environmental management framework plan under the SDP as well. But to come, Ms. Martina Medley, the disaster preparedness, hazard mitigation and emergency response plan, and that is slated for this year, 2023, correct? And in final, you heard me mention about the plan, right? We also have the strategic corporate plan. which is also aligned. And all of what I just mentioned is in the corporate plan, both the operation and also the corporate plan. So we already have a vision, we already have an aim, and I think we are well ahead as it relates to sustainable development in Jamaica.
Appreciate more the work of our brothers and sisters of the municipal. It is not easy. So you have the, I hope you've been writing your questions, you know. The infirmary is no poorhouse. Have you been over there? It's a lovely little hotel. Yes. That drop-in center, you know, I thought you just went there and drop off some things to give away. I didn't know you could go and have a shower. But reflecting, yes, that's where Donovan goes. You know Donovan is my parity. Yes? We go to Kingston, we go to Portland, we go all over. Yes. And he has a very positive mind. He speaks well. Disaster colleagues, because we are such a praying people, we believe we're all the way up in God's face. And so disaster won't hit us. But we must plan properly so that if and when the disaster hits us, we aren't badly affected. Finance, you know, without money, nothing can go on. And so we heard how much money we roll, and the money is not down at parish council. Right? We're just rolling figures. Good. And I like the planning. Lots go into the planning. You know, sometimes I want to quarrel about the road, but when you think about all the different entities that must come together for it to happen, and when you have to go across the seas to get some of this stuff, we just have to go to the Bible where it says we're to be anxious for nothing. But through supplication, hold on a little longer. I am seeing quite a number of wide cross-section in the audience. I am not going to single you out, but be glad this soon. Give yourselves a hug. Hug up, Tonic. You don't know hug up. Hug up yourself, son. Yeah. Sometimes we have to learn to love ourselves, you know. And it will make life a lot easier. Now you heard the presentations coming out of the municipal. Now we have some agencies who meet once per month. And these agencies now, they added the glamour and the glitter to the parish. Yes? We're talking about the JCF. What does that mean? I need you to interact with me. JCF, what does it mean? Good. MOH. JFB. JCBC. SBC. MLSS.
Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
I'm not hearing anything from the back of the class, you know. The back of the class isn't paying attention. RADA. Rural Agricultural
Development Agency.
Good. Red Cross. Very bright. That's indeed. JPS. Do you have another name? That's for another meeting. NSWMA. NWC. Clap yourselves on the bride. NWA.
National Works Agency.
Lena. Welcome, welcome. So here we are. The different personnel will be coming to speak to us now. So we have Superintendent Acer Byfield, followed by, who is coming from MOH? Miss Linton? Dr. Whittle? Okay, Dr. Whittle will follow. NHT, Mr. Sean Simmons, are you here as yet? Okay, JCDC, Miss Rodney, are you here as yet? Mr. Rupert Scott is here. And then we will be followed by Miss Lorian Peart Roberts. So let's have those 4 persons in that order. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Mayor, Deputy Mr. Carter, good afternoon to you all. The Jamaica Constabulary Force is always available. We're always around to serve, protect, and reassure. And there's no doubt that's what we are trying to do for the citizens of St. Thomas. With me here tonight are members of my management team. At their stand, we have Deputy Superintendent George Hunter, the Administration Officer. We have Deputy Superintendent Fadil Thompson, the Operations Officer. I have Deputy Superintendent Courtney Foley, the CSS Officer, the Territorial Officer. Detective Inspector Kevin Brown, my Intel Officer. And I have Detective Inspector Samuel Barnes, our Crime Officer. He's to the back. I think he got locked. Anyway, he's over there. We do welcome the town hall meeting. We are here and we appreciate it, Mr. Mayor, Deputy and Ms. Carter, to interact with you. The interaction is most welcome. We are here for the questions. We are prepared to answer them. If I can't, one of my deputies will. But we'll try our best to answer all the questions. For St. Thomas as a parish, in terms of public order and crime, we are maybe averaging out. We are not pleased with what is happening with crime in our parish, especially in the Seaport space. And we're asking the citizens of Seaport, I know we have a lot of justice of the peace here from Seaport, assist us with the Seaport space. You know what is happening in the Seaport space. You know the main perpetrator of crimes that are being committed in the Seaport space. We need help to take out a main perpetrator out of the space that you all know who he is. Gone are the days you're going to say we're afraid to talk. Who cares? We have the police on the ground here every day. In addition to that, we have the deputy superintendent, you have myself. Speak to us. We are available for your calls. We are available for your meetings. We are available. We are here, and I'm saying we are trying very hard to protect the parish, to keep you safe. We look at Vision 2030, a place to rear family and do business. Seaport, the parish. I love your presentation, sir, where you represent St. Thomas, and with all that is happening with St. Thomas, we look forward to the completion of the road works. We are looking forward to the construction and completion of the urban center. Repeat that? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yes. The police is out there. Yes, our numbers may be not that a grand number that you want to see out there every day. But yes, we do police the streets, we police the towns, we police the communities, the rural areas. As far as Cedar Valley, we can do sort of Montmoreland and wherever. We are here. So whatever your questions are tonight, we are here to answer them. Interact with us. We will interact with you. Come in and talk with us. We're in office like 7 days per week. If I'm not there, Mr. Thompson is there, Mr. Coley, Mr. Hunter, Mr. Brown, Mr. Barnes, they are always there to hear and answer your call. And for most of us, you know that once you come and decide to sit and talk with me, I am available for your call. Thank you very much, ladies.
Good night, everybody.
protocols. In fact, let me just introduce on behalf of the St. Thomas Health Services, the team that is with me today. I am Dr. Dwight Bickle. I am the acting senior medical officer of the Princess Margaret Hospital. We have Dr. Smith, Doyle Smith, behind me. He's the medical officer of health. We have Ms. Kamisha Thomas, our hospital administrator, our matron, Mrs. Nadine Anderson Lawrence, and our CEO, Ms. Melissa Linton. So I'm going to talk about the hospital, and just looking around the room, I can see my patients, I can see my patients' relatives, and it is, of course, an awesome task for me to come here and share with you. I'm going to talk about three things, but I have 3 minutes. First, I'm going to talk about the emergency room. Now, our emergency room, as it says, is a 24-hour run service. It's a very heavily burdened service. We heard about the road coming. We heard my team spoke about what's happening. And I can tell you, over the Christmas, for 1 week straight, we had at least 2 gunshot wounds every day. We have motor vehicle accidents every day. We know the road is coming. And so part of our mandate is that we need to be ready for what is ready, for what is coming, and to care for you and to save lives. And this we will employ by a number of different means. Now, we have different guidelines that we use. And sometimes the guideline may say you have to wait a time in the A&E because there's a more urgent case. Sometimes the guideline may say your case is not something that needs to be seen tonight at 2 a.m. It may be best in the health center, or we may need to be transferred to a more advanced facility. So we ask you to be with us, bear with us as we employ these guidelines and share with us any concerns. My second point, family care conference. Now, in interacting with the hospital, I know many of you will have difficulty in receiving information about your loved ones. How do you go about it? The hospital is a big building, no signs, where do you go? But I'm here to tell you that we encourage the discussion. Please, if you have relatives in hospital now or was in hospital previously, please feel free to come to us. Engage our records department, engage our customer service representative, engage the office of the CEO, engage the office of the SMO, engage the office of the matron to access information about your loved one. What is happening? How are they doing? Are they getting better? Are they getting worse? Is there a test that's outstanding? Do they need to be transferred? Please, we feel free for the engagement. We have a very structured system for engagement, and we ask you to employ. Finally, when you bring your relatives to the hospital, we are also asked that you accompany when we have done this. We heard from this here worry. Now, let me give you a picture. If we have a ward that has 24 beds, and 12 of those patients have been discharged, that means being medically fit by the physicians to go home, and a month later, they're still there. It impairs the ability to care for the next patient who comes. Patient will wait in the emergency room for days, maybe a week, 2 weeks, because there is no free bed available. We ask that you come. If there's a difficulty at home, we ask that you engage us so we can call on our sister agency to help us. And I'm happy they're here because we need to talk to them, and we have to constantly talk to them. But we ask that you engage us. Please, do not give false numbers, false addresses. Do not turn off your phone. Do not open your gate with dogs when the healthcare workers come to engage on your relatives. Please, we ask. Engage us, talk to us. All right. So I'll ask Dr. Smith to give you briefly about the public health service as far as priority is concerned. We have 2 minutes to go.
Thank you, Dr. Whittle. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the opportunity for us to share. Public health is about community partnership. It's for all of us together, protecting the parish, protecting those of us that are to come, and the future of St. Thomas. Now, for us in public health, we see the services, we provide services before you're born and until after you die. And we even dig you back up. We do exhumations. No, it's the entire span of life. We do environmental health, we look at sanitation, we look at food safety, we look at water quality, we look at wastewater quality, we do family planning, we do antenatal services, postnatal services, we provide curative services, we do nutrition services, we do surveillance of diseases such as your dengue, malaria, COVID, anything that happens. So we have a wide expanse that we do. So for tonight, I want to share with us that we still have respiratory illnesses occurring at this time of the year. A lot of you would have relatives that are having the sniffles or coughing. COVID is still happening, COVID-19. There are still persons dying from COVID-19. So I'm going to remind everybody that we need to still take precautions. Although it's not mandatory for you to do these things, we must still wear a mask where we can to cut down. If you notice the last couple of years we didn't have all of these colds because we're still wearing our masks for COVID. We're also protecting ourselves from the several different colds and flus. We need to do our hand washing still, and we need to do the social distancing as best as we can. Because again, there are still cases of COVID-19 out there. Especially since the holidays, number of persons are getting ill. That's the first one. Second thing is that we have to ensure that we're protecting ourselves against mosquito-borne illnesses. With the rains on and off, the mosquito-borne illnesses will increase. And in Jamaica, dengue is a very, very common thing. Most of us have had dengue, we don't think much of it, but there is a dengue hemorrhage fever where you can bleed to death. And that still is a threat. How you can prevent this? Again, ensure that you're not breeding the mosquito in your environment. So if you have tins, and you're putting out the tins, please put holes in your tins. If you have containers in your yard, please put them out for NSWMA to collect them so that we don't have these areas where the mosquitoes breed. And one other thing for us, improving access to healthcare is very important. If there is no access, the persons cannot have the quality of life that they need. And so for us in health, thankfully to the Minister, Honorable Dr. Tufton, it is that we have evening clinics. So everybody goes to work in the days, and it's difficult to lose a day from work. So we've now allowed for an evening clinic at the Moran Day Health Center. Don't know if many of you would know. It's from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. Monday to Friday. So 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. and there are also pharmacy services to the National Health Fund for this period of time. We're looking to expand this east, Isaac Barnes, and also west to Gals. Thank you.
Much food for thought. The police is here to serve, protect, reassure, see forth, we're calling on you. We need to calm the storm that's happening there. The Ministry of Health is a place where they do family care. They ask that, this is interesting, you are discharged and you're still there. We ask the family members to pick up. The service there is very good. Are you agreeing with me? Then clap them now. I remember one of the days when President meet the world at Princess Margaret Hospital. Can we go to? And I have had great experiences there, and I can only say to the team, continue to do well. And for those of you who didn't hear, let me repeat for you, there is evening clinic at the Morant Bay Station Health Center between 4 and 8 p.m. The services at the pharmacy is very good also. So make sure you are taking notes. St. Thomas has a lot to offer to its citizens to make life better. And so we want to thank our 3 presenters thus far. So Mr. Simmons is not here, nor there's Mr. Rodney. So I'm going to now invite Mr. Rupert Scott from the JAS, followed by Mrs. Spirit Roberts.
What's this here from NHG?
Colchester, where are you? I tell you, I love that name. Mr. What's this? Always ready to share the love. And you know, I invited him while he gets ready. I invited him to a conference to speak to the benefits the NHT has to offer to persons living with special needs. Did you know the NHT has a provision for persons living with special needs?
Yes.
You better believe it. There is help. So open your ears, take your notes, and let us get going as of tomorrow morning. So Mr. Wattsmith will represent the NHT after Mr. Scott, followed by Mrs. Lorian Perry Roberts, and Miss Grace Deans of the Ministry of Labor and Social Services. I want to say good evening to Mrs. Sophia Mitchell from Odden. Miss, nobody knows you except me. And we're sharing the love. Turn around your face and let them see the beauty. So, what a club, thank you, we're hungry. I see everybody getting water, you know, and there is medicine water. So sip your water now and lively up yourselves. So we have another acronym here. ODPEM, what that stands for?
Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
The back of the class is still not talking. What it stands, what it represents? I think it is almost lunchtime. So, Mr. Scott.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hendricks, our moderator. Here, I only have 3 minutes, so you know I'm not going to be long tonight at all. Let me recognize our mayor, Councillor Hubert Williams, the CEO for the parish, for the St.Thomas Municipal Corporation, Ms. Carter, Deputy Essential, Mr. Brian, Deputy Mayor. Firstly, let me recognize all our St. Thomas persons here tonight. The ones I said one more time, but I want to especially recognize our parish manager, Ms. Janet Finnegan, who is here, and also Ms. Donna Skirvin. They are here from the JAS office in Morat Bay.
Would they stand so we see them?
We don't have a big staff, you know, so try not like the JCF and not like the Ministry of Health. So we don't have that big staff to stand up. So, but anyway, let me just say that the Jamaica Agricultural Society was formed in 1895. It is the oldest farmers' organization, or the second oldest farmers' organization in the Western Hemisphere. It was formed primarily to deal with the bad roads that affected the farmers of Jamaica. And bad roads are here today. You know the reason for that, to get our produce, to get the produce out, so that the country put the country into production in a very meaningful way. The production and productivity in a very meaningful way. In St. Thomas here, as it pertains to St. Thomas, the first JS branch was formed in 1896. So this will show how St. Thomas has been there from the beginning, from in the very early days. It was formed in 1896. The first JS branch in St. Thomas was formed in 1896. Yeah. Also, when in 1944, when we had universal adult suffrage, Norman Manley, then as he brought it in, then the president of the JAS was always the governor of Jamaica. So whoever became governor in those days, who came to Jamaica as governor, was automatically the president of the JAS. They came from England, right? And so, Rudolph Burke was our first native president who came from Landau in St. Thomas. Another St. Thomas feat again. Okay, the JAS is primarily responsible for the organization of the farmers of Jamaica. That is our responsibility to this country, to organize the farmers in Jamaica. And that we have been doing in a successful way. We have JAS branches in various areas of St. Thomas, various areas of Jamaica. I would say in the districts, we have branches that have meetings in the district. Those branches can help in a number of ways. In the early days, we had a JAS branch that lobbied for a hospital and got a hospital that was somewhere in St. Catherine, I think, that brought a hospital into the parish of St. Catherine. It was a JAS branch that did that. So I'm just saying that this is what we are there for our farmers, and we know that the farmers of this country respect us as an organization, and we are certainly will be there for them, and for the future we will always be there. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for having us.
Good night, everyone. My name is Chester Watson. I know many of you know the face, and some might have heard the name. And I also have my marketing officer, who is Mr. Sean Subis, here to also support myself. Good night. I thank the corporation for inviting us, and we always appreciate this type of medium to communicate to our contributors and our prospective contributors also. But for the 2 minutes that I'm here, I know most of the information will be disseminated during the question and answer. But what is NHT? Or who is NHT? Right? NHT is the National Housing Trust. Many of you know that we collect on a monthly basis, based on if you're a monthly paid person or weekly, 2% of your earnings if you're an employed person. But if you're a self-employed person, we collect 3%. And that money that we collect from you, the workers, we put it into a pool fund, and this is what we now use to sustain and improve and increase the housing stock in Jamaica. Now, in St. Thomas, we also want to do that. And we are hardly, and we are earnestly, and we are pushing for that. But what we're saying at NH is that I want everyone here to assist us. If you know persons who have registered lands, right, that is zoned for housing, or they are willing to convert it to housing, I want you to make contact with us. Because the cry is enough and plenty in St. Thomas that we have been going around and we have been speaking to persons to say, NHT will give you a loan of up to $6.5 million for one person. We will allow 2 persons to join, right? And then you can get 13 million. But then we have adjusted our policy since August last year to say we can now give 3 persons the opportunity to join, as long as you are family. You must show some form of kinship, right? Kinship. So you will end up getting $19.5 million. NHT, and we have some banking friend here, but we can boast that NHT will give you the lowest interest rate in any institution, right? So what I always say to persons, based on the selling price of a unit, of a house, you might need to use a mixture of funds with NHT and the bank, right? But what I say to some person, if you only need the money from NHT, don't take show off and go to the bank and take a high interest rate. Come to NHT, right? Because we will give you the loan, right? But as I said, if you need a top up, you can go to the bank and we will facilitate that. For some persons whose income is below the $15,000 per week, the NHT offer what we call a home grant. And home grant is what some person call on the road free money. Because this is a grant you're not going to be paid back. It's a maximum of $2.5 million. Oh my God. Yes. However, it is a top up to your loan. So I don't want tomorrow morning girls come and say I'm coming for the grant. Tomorrow you're coming for the loan. But if you fall in the category and you're short, we can give you up to $2.5 million to make up to purchase the land or the house. So that's the grant. Right? Ms. Hendricks also mentioned to you that we assist in terms of persons who have disabilities. So if you're a mortgager and you are taking care of somebody in your household that is disabled and they must be registered, the NHC said that we will give you, as a grant, $300,000 to retrofit the house. Whether you're going to put in a ramp, you're going to widen the doors so the wheelchair can go through, or you want to retrofit the bathroom and the showers, that is it. So we will give you a grant. This is money that will not pay back. And this is what we are doing to assist persons in St. Thomas and across the country. But what I want persons to do for me is that there is an NHC location branch just on Georgia Street, which is around the corner. What I'm asking persons to do for us, use the services of your parish. There's too many times I'm seeing reports and the person's here and you go to Kingston and St. Catherine and they didn't want to go pay. Because you're born in St. Thomas, you grow in St. Thomas, you work in St. Thomas, you find a house in St. Thomas, and you take the business out of the parish. What I'm asking first is to use the services of your parish. Right? So this is what. And the NHC, you know, will lend maximum $6.5 million for persons whose name is not on a title. If the name is on a title, we'll give you up to $2.5 million to repair the property. If you have already gotten a loan from us and you are working with the public sector, 10 years after, you can come back for a second loan. If you're working with the private sector, it's 15 years. And as I said to you, we are there. I'm not here to give you all of the policies and procedures, but we will make ourselves available for the answering of questions, right? But what I want to get from the audience and the message about NHT is looking for land, or we are looking for persons who own land to partner with us to build houses for the parish. Or if you have the resources yourself, you can build all the houses you want, and we have a guaranteed purchase plan. We will come and buy all of the houses from you and give it to you, not here. Sell it to our contributors. And I'm finished right now. Thank you very
Good evening, everyone. Mr. Mayor and all agencies present with me. The SDC here in St. Thomas. Anybody out here who don't know what SDC does? Anyways, the SDC is the government's premier community development agency, and here in St. Thomas, we're based at Springfield, and we are involved in the 56 communities in St. Thomas, the 195 districts. We have 30 community development committees, 3 development area committees, and parish development committee. And I must acknowledge Ms. Pansy Murphy. Ms. Murphy, could you stand, please? She is the PDC chair. So she's the parish development committee chair for St. Thomas. So the work of the SDC involves organizing and mobilizing community groups. We also write profiles, research. So, for example, during COVID, we would have been compiling market survey, beach survey, transport audit, you name it, we did it. So some of the rules and the regulations that came out during COVID was informed by some of the surveys that we did. We also do community profiles, so if you need any information on your community, the SDC has a profile for it. So we have 55 or 56 community profiles, and we have a number of, which includes the district, 195 districts. And we also have community priority plans. Those are, when we have discussions in our communities, the many meetings that we keep in the evenings, that keep you up till 8, 9 o'clock at night. When we have those meetings and you tell us what the needs are, then we rank them, not us, but the citizens rank them, And whatever those rankings are, then we create an action plan to see how best we can have those addressed. And many of the things some of the things that we have done in the parish, out of those action plans, Dr. Smith can attest, we've done health centers, we've done community centers, we've done roads, we've done schools, you name it, we have been involved with it. So the SDC runs a cricket competition 2020, and our registration process is open now. It runs from now until March, and we recently completed what we've called a 4-in-1 competition, where you have netball, football, and dominoes, and a cultural component, and Port Morant won that for the parish and went on to the national round. We have been hosting since last summer, and we hope to do it this year again, a summer camp where youngsters from Springfield, we had 50 youngsters over at the SDC office in Springfield for summer camp, and we're hoping to extend that to Cheswick, being the rural development project for St. Thomas. So if you never know, Cheswick is a district of Dalby, and it has been selected by the Ministry of Local Government for the rural development program. And they'll be doing wiring of houses, water supply, and some roads over in Cheswick. We've also been involved in placement of summer employees, and we just want to encourage the many parents who are here to just encourage your youngsters to stay focused in school, because when we do get our summer employees, they're not of the quality that we would want. And I just want to emphasize the work ethics that we're looking for when we have our summer employees. So those are just a tidbit. So we have 7 programs, and I have shared just a tidbit of each. And you can meet us at the SDC, 1 Springfield Road. My officers are across the communities awaiting your questions.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we had a class where the teacher asked some questions, and I'm the tutorial leader this afternoon, where I'm going to ask a few questions. But first, I am Grace Dean, and I'm from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. And with me here we have Miss Marcia Christian. Where's Miss Christian? Okay, Ms. Christian is the public assistance administrator. All right, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, and we aim to provide social protection for the most vulnerable in our society, and we do this through the NIS. And I'm here as a tutorial leader. I'm going to ask what is NIS? Can somebody tell me what NIS means? Very good, very good. I can see that you're a brilliant student. And also, can you tell me what is PAT?
Program for Advancement.
Okay, so you can see teacher, your students are very brilliant. All right, so we serve persons through the National Insurance Division, Public Assistance, PAT, National Council for Senior Citizens, National Councils for Persons with Disability, and we also have the Labor Division. We aim to sensitize the public on the various programs offered by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. Our office is located at Shop 4A to 6A, and now we have 14B, so Mortley Plaza. So you can visit us, and our telephone numbers are 982-9569, again 982-9569, and 982-2208. That's 982-2208. All right, the Ministry of Labor, we assist persons from the womb to the tomb. And NIS is always working for you. As it relates to NIS, reaching age 18, you must register to get your NIS number. And this number is a unique number that you will have for life. So if you should go to any other parish in Jamaica, and you should go visit the Ministry of Labor and Social Security Office, and you should ask for your NIS number, you're given the same number. All right, we have the NIS section deals with contribution. That means that you have to make a contribution to NIS in order to get the benefits. On the other hand, we have public assistance, and this is where you might have not contributed to NIS, or you might have not contributed enough contribution. This is where you can get some assistance. We have various programs, and we have the Step to Work, we have social pension, and this is a new kid on the block. This was introduced last year, where this is for persons who have not contributed to the scheme, where they get a social benefit, and after reaching age 85. For any further information, you can contact us. Our office is just at the plaza. You can come in and have discussion with us. We will be happy to have you. Thank you.
I see Miss Grace just burst somebody bubbles because you have to be 85 to get that benefit. Oh, so while you are under 85, do something and contribute. One hand washes the other. We have to be our brothers and sisters keeper. Not choosing the roads. So we got 4 presentations just now. Ministry of Labor and Social Security, they deal with social protection. All of us need that. The NHT has a grant, but conditions apply. Make your contribution. You know the NHT is a compulsory partner plan? Yes, because we get draw after a while. Yes? So, I encourage everyone, whether you are employed, otherwise, or self-employed, make your contributions. It's important. STC. How many communities are in St. Thomas? 56. That's not a number. 56. And how many districts? 100 and? Don't know, bright. Very good. The JAS. How old is the JAS? Hold on. The all is 128 years. And the JAS is responsible for organizing farmers in Jamaica. And that's why we have the Big Denby Show, and St. Thomas always does well. Let's give it up for our farmers. Without food, we cannot survive. Moving right along with our 3 minutes presentation, we now invite the representative from RADA, is that Tash? Followed by Miss Josette Smith from Red Cross. Then we have Ryan Jarrett, JPS, Nigel Gooden, Solid Waste, and Philippa Campbell from the NWC. Thank you. And let us move with a little alacrity, man. Lively up yourself, Mr. DJ.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I must say it's a pleasure to be here, right, in the parish of St. Thomas. I must recognize worship the mayor, Mr. Hubert Williams, CEO and deputy mayor. And I won't try to fathom this beautiful lady's name, but I say Miss Jacqueline Hendricks, which I know her as that name. All right. Rana, Rural Agricultural Development Authority. Good. And my name is Stan Barkley, and I am the marketing officer for the parish of St. Thomas. And I also have with me Mr. Paul Campbell, who is the Agricultural Extension Officer for the Marine Bay area. Good. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I must say we must plant a tree while eat from a tree or a tree. And why I say that? Last year, St. Thomas had produced over 1,000,000 pounds of onion, which contribute to about 70% of our national yield for the country. And currently now, we are producing over 200 acres of onion in the parish of St. Thomas, which we are leading in the country. Now, rather, our main mandate is to ensure the development of farming through effective, efficient, and sustainable extension service. To supply information to the Rural Development Agency, thereby assisting the advanced improvement in rural infrastructure. The mission of RADA is to promote agricultural production as the main engine of growth in the rural communities, providing or ensure the provision of technical, marketing, and infrastructural facility, providing a social service requirement for the improvement of the quality of life of the farming families. What assistance does RADA gives to farmers? One, market their produce. RADA provides marketing facility service to the farmers. Every attempt is to make the connection to farmers and buyers for the marketing and distribution of agricultural produce. The linkage connection is to both local and domestic markets. Now, last year or the year before during COVID, during the buyback program, my marketing unit, which is a national body under the RADA, we provide farmers over 1 billion worth of support linking from farm produce to marketers throughout the island, right? And St. Thomas provide, during that program, over 200,000 pounds of tomatoes along with watermelons, right? Now, we wanted to foster the development through the parish with farmers, right? By so doing, we could allow our ignorance from the parish and our producers to purchase in the parish. By doing so, we can develop the parish for a better parish to come, right? Ladies and gentlemen, this is my few words, and I say thanks.
I want us to walk a little briskly. Come this way. Time is of the essence.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, I have 2 minutes. What is Red Cross? Red Cross is an auxiliary of the government of its country. In any one country. We in St. Thomas, the Jamaica Red Cross in St. Thomas, many people don't know about us, or they just see us as handing out things in terms of disaster. But we do much more than that. Our mission is to improve the lives of vulnerable people by developing their capacity, mobilizing critical resources, and promoting humanitarian activities. Our vision is to be the most effective humanitarian organization in Jamaica, promoting at all times all forms of humanitarian activities with a view to preventing and alleviating suffering. This contributing to human dignity and peace. We are guided by our 7 fundamental principles, and the branch we are of 13 branches island-wide, and so the St. Thomas branch is located in Moral Bay North Avenue, and we offer a lot of services, especially when it comes on to youth. We have our youth section council where in the schools we have our links, and out of school we have our cadets. Out of school we have our cadets. Okay, we are seeking members, we are seeking volunteers, and this is where you come in. We need your skills, we need your knowledge and your expertise. The first thing you're going to ask how much you are being paid. But I just want to say, we are a voluntary organization. We volunteer our time and our services. We do not get paid. So if you're considering coming in, we do charitable work and we do volunteer. So I will leave a number with you in case you're interested. If you're a noble character, then you can come, sign up, and be a volunteer to serve your fellow citizens as yourselves. So the number is 507-1649.
Thank you so much, Ms. Smith. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we understand the importance of planting a tree. Without a tree, we have no life. And we are here as the Red Cross to improve the lives of our vulnerable citizens. Now I'm going to flip the script. Is this Mr. JP? I'm going to unplug you a little. And so I am going to, at this point in time, invite His Worship the Mayor, Councillor Hubert Williams, to address us. Got the clock then, all right? With the Christmas tree lighting and the porch in town, come on!
Moderator, Madam CEO, Ms. Carter, Ms. Alice Byfield, Superintendent of Police, Mr. Dixon, President of the JP Association, Ms. Rosemary Shaw, former Mayor of Moral Bay, Michael Yu, oh man, I remember him, he's my very good friend. Mr. Councillor Michael Yu, former Mayor of Moral Bay, Dr. Smith, Dr. Whittle, agencies of government, other distinguished guests, members of the diaspora, and the lovely resident of St. Thomas. Good evening. This evening, it gives me great pleasure to stand before you to present a progress report as Mayor of Moral Bay. Moral Bay now has a mayor who is not afraid to make big decisions as long as it is right and practical. evening, I'm not just here to talk, but most importantly, I'm here to listen to our residents, our business people, agencies of government, and members of the diaspora. My fellow residents, St. Thomas is a place that is known for its rich history. Our ancestors were people who know what it meant to make sacrifice necessary in order to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace. They never limit their vision based on their present situation. As a people, we are known to be catalysts of change. I understand that sometimes the change we need may not be the change we seek. But my fellow residents, I would like to implore you to take a look at the bigger picture and understand what these changes mean to all of us, our children, our grandchildren, and future generations. When I assumed this role on November 22nd, 2022, I had set out a clear mandate. I promised every resident of St. Thomas that we will not limit our vision based on our present situation. I promised bold leadership. I promised a progressive agenda. I promised a clean and organized town. I promised to have a series of consultation with residents so that I can listen to you and hear your concern. And here we are. I promise to take control of the stray animals on our street. I promise to establish a better memorandum of understanding and working relationship between the police and the political directorate at the MC. I also promise to develop a better memorandum of understanding and working relationship between the police and party promoters in the parish. I promise to establish an active and vibrant chamber of commerce in the parish. I promise to bring fireworks to the parish for Christmas. I promise to provide adequate vending space for our vendors. And I promise to advocate for proper management of the road construction that is currently taking place. And I'm still advocating today, especially where dust nuisance is concerned. I'm indeed very happy to inform you that we have already accomplished a good number of these objectives. Since assuming office, my team and I have successfully rehabilitated the water fountain at the Rudolph Elder Park, which has been working for more than 4 decades. I know you guys are going to love this. We have united the parish of St. Thomas by bringing fireworks to the parish, which have bring widespread joy and hope to our people. We have repainted curved wall so that people can easily identify no parking zone as well as beautification for the town. We have repaired the front roof of the market that has been leaking badly for many years. We have covered a section at the back of the market that house fresh produce vendors, so that our vendors do not have to sit in sun like animals to sell their produce. We have created a new entrance for the garbage truck to collect the garbage from the market. In the past, the truck had to back up alongside the vendors, and the stench was really a nuisance to our vendors. It is my belief that our residents should work in a comfortable environment. And so we implemented this change, which was much needed. I'm very bold about this one because the council get the most complaint about this item. We have cleared the congestion on E Street, which has been an impediment to motorists and pedestrians for many years. We have cleaned and rehabilitated the drain at the intersection of Oak Road and Queen Street, which owes a terrible scent and stagnant water, which has been lingering there for many years. We have fixed more than 1,000 feet of curb and channel to ensure the free flow of wastewater out of our town. We are currently in the process of completing a perimeter wall at the Marine Bay Arcade. We have established an excellent working relationship between the police and the political directorate at the municipal corporation. We have started the process of establishing working relationship between the police and party promoter through a series of meetings. The process has started for an active chamber of commerce to be established in the parish. And I am taking this opportunity to invite all the business people present to come on board so that St. Thomas business community can speak with one voice. While Marine Bay is an old town with limitation, it is a town that has a rich history and cultural heritage. It embodies a large part of what makes us people of St. Thomas stand tall with local pride. I believe that as a people, our vision should be geared towards preserving our legacy. One of the most important ways to do so is by having a clean and organized town. In the near future, we will continue to improve our market. It is my intention to build a modern arcade in Marine Bay. For too long, people have said St. Thomas is behind time. So it's my intention to install a city clock in our township so that we can recognize time come. By the end of the month, extensive work is going to start on a play area at the Rudolph Elder Park. This initiative will be sponsored by the private sector. They're coming on board. Our farmers are suffering because of stray animals. And we will be moving swiftly to put stray animals under control. We also want to improve the aesthetics of the town. And as a result, we will be sending letters to business people to paint up their building. The St.Thomas Municipal Corporation is leading this from the front. As you would have noticed, our building have been painted and look fresh and clean. I am aware that the enforcement of no parking zone in the town is a sore point for some residents. However, in order to maintain civic order in the town, this is something we must have to do. So, parking spaces are available inside the old courthouse yard, in front of the old courthouse, here at the Anglican Church Hall, at the top of West Street, wherever you see painted white, at 11th Church Street, at Opo. There's a lot of parking in the township of Morant Bay. Please don't park illegal, because this mayor will order the towing of your vehicle. Civic order must be maintained. I want to use this opportunity to call on all residents of the parish to do all in their power to help the police to solve the crime problem in Seaford. I believe that social intervention and economic development is much needed in the space to have a real long-term solution. Before I finish, I want to use this platform on behalf of all residents of this parish to call on the contractor to control the dust nuisance which affect us on a daily basis. I cannot stress enough the damage which this has been doing to our people. Many people have been affected with medical issues as a result. Something needs to be done. The time has come. I also want to implore the government to quickly review section of the new Road Traffic Act. St. Thomas is a parish that already have transportation issue based on the condition of our roads. I do not anticipate for our residents to be put under further strain as a result of ill-thought-out government policies. I want to thank you all for coming here this evening and for showing the interest in the development of St. Thomas, the parish we love. We should never limit our vision based on our present situation. And I want to invite you all to join us in this journey as we transform St. Thomas and the township of Morant Bay into a place we will even more proud to call our home. To the rest of Jamaica, the diaspora, and the rest of the world, I say to you that St. Thomas is open for business. Thank you.
No, man, I need to stand up, man. Standing up here, Sean. I don't want to fake a clapping. We were on your mats for a long time. And I see where we are now at Get Set, ready to go. Because this mayor wants to restore civic pride to the citizens say, in the same chest broad? Yes, man. He says he has a vision that will not be limited. He believes in bold leadership, and the town must be organized. It is truly a joy to go to the market. And so, what is due unto Caesar? Give it unto me. Mr. Mayor, I want to congratulate you and your team. Your work is appealing to the senses. We see it, we feel it, we smell it. It smells good. So we're going to continue in that direction. I know you are burning with your questions, but we still have, so Mr. Mayor, we thank you and continue moving in the right direction. We have 3 other presenters of 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes. We're going to now connect JPS. After which a solid waste will come forward with Nigel Gooden, followed by National Works Agency, Philippa Campbell Francis. Let's have it in that order quickly. Get your questions ready.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Protocol observed. Thank you for the reconnection. Welcome. Most people inside here should be aware of exactly what GPS does. While there are varying departments for different purposes, my name, however, is Rayan Jarrett. I am the current operations manager. My responsibility spans from St.Thomas all the way to St. Mary. With me, however, I have my second in command, who is Dji Mini. He's the operations coordinator that basically has the helm of the parish while I'm out. So the main purpose of GPS, however, is to guarantee a safe, reliable, and constant power supply to our customers. And I'm glad our sister agencies are here. When you think about GPS and the power that we provide, it basically enables every single agency to function. So it's a partnership, and a good and welcome partnership. I want to share just a little information. Within GPS, there is a matrix that measures each department's performance as it relates to the amount of outages a parish has. A couple of years ago, one of the main crimes in most of the parishes before COVID, when we used to visit communities and have community meetings, one of the biggest complaints or cry of the persons in St.Thomas was that they were having frequent outages. The maintenance team stuck to a plan, developed a plan, stuck to it, and we have seen rewards. Out of 14 parishes in Jamaica, for 2022, St. Thomas was the parish that came out on top as the parish with the least amount of power outages. That, ladies and gentlemen, is not a small feat, as we are up against large parishes with a lot more resources. It is not perfect by any means necessary, and we are aware of that, but we have a dedicated team that is willing to work towards having our supply, having our product being represented well, and ensure that the lights stay on. I know you have questions, but I'd like to guide the questions. My department, even though it's a full GPS, my department is basically responsible for keeping the lights on, keeping the power on. If the power goes, our responsibility is to have it back and running up in the shortest time possible. While the customer service section, there's no representation here. I'd like to just remind everyone here that there's a mobile office that comes to the Marant Base space every first and second Thursday. So for all customer related issues, it might not be good enough, I agree. Yeah, every first and second Thursday. It is outside of our control. It is a decision that was made. We have to work with it as best as possible. One of the things that you can do is voice your concerns to the persons at the mobile office when you get there. That's the best medium to get your concerns heard at the highest level. So that's it for me, basically. Thank you.
Okay, as I've been told, we have 3 minutes and time. Your worship, agency representatives, and of course the people of St. Thomas. I am Nigel Good, I'm a representative, I'm a public cleansing manager from MPM, NSW, and you might wonder what's the difference, so first let me just clarify that for you. NSW is the National Solid Waste Management Authority, and it's like a parent and a child. They are the regulatory body, and we are the regional entities, limited liability companies that are regional entities, and we have MPM, which is your region. We have responsibility for garbage collection in Kingston, St. Andrews, St. Catherine, and St. Thomas. So, for a long time, garbage collection has been a huge challenge for us in St. Thomas due to the distance from Kingston, where we have our main hub, and the availability of units collecting garbage in St. Thomas. So we've had a huge challenge. But I'm pleased to announce that since October of this year, things have been getting better. And I'm hoping that you'll all attest to this and you can all say, yes, your garbage collection has come a long way. Okay, so I hear people clapping. And I'm actually very pleased for that. Very appreciative, because this is not the kind of reception I'm used to, where I speak to people about garbage. So it's very appreciative now. I should have introduced you, by the way, to Miss Stephanie Edmondson. She is our public cleansing inspector. She's one of the people, she's at the back of the room. She's one of the people that is responsible for the underground work, and she's part of the reason why we are where we are.
I think we can call her up.
Big part of it.
Call her up.
We can call her. You want to come up, Miss Edmondson? Come up. They say you should come up. So come and make them see you. Because I'm also going to provide you a number that you can contact her whenever you have challenges. But I just wanted to say something. In terms of, we have what we call, most places are on a 1-week schedule. If you go after the 7 days, you go 8 days, we call it late. If you go 9 days after the collection date, no, not after the collection, 9 days after the last time it was collected, we call it backlog. In October of last year, we had 62 loads of backlog, which is 62 compactor loads of garbage not collected in the parish over 9 days. In November, we had 4 loads of backlog. It didn't hold up as good. In December, we went to 23.5 loads of backlog. On January the 1st, we went to 8 loads of backlog, and I'm pleased to announce that as of February the 1st, we are on schedule with garbage collection in St. Thomas. So, very good. I'm very happy for that. Also, if you look at the call logs, we have a customer complaint department, and in October we had 202 calls. In November we went down to 8, and as you can see there's a correlation between the amount of calls and the garbage. In December it went to 35 calls. In January we had 22 calls. In January we had 14 calls, sorry. And from the 22nd to the 24th of January we only had 1 call from St. Thomas. So things are looking up, and hoping we can maintain it. We have a lot of trucks. We got trucks. We got 50 new trucks, and out of that, MPM, which is your region, we got 10 of those trucks, plus a scout. We also have an enforcement team that we got 10 bikes. Okay, so the mayor wants me to speak to how many trucks. The main problem that we had, we always had to be providing trucks from Kingston, sending them down to St. Thomas. But with the road conditions, it took me 2.5 hours to drive down here now. It's the same problem the trucks have. So we're not trying to send trucks down here no more. What we have done is we have got a lot of, let me tell you, we have got a lot of trucks and we have placed them in the supplementary, which is private contractors in the region. Currently we send out no less than 5 trucks a day are here, and we have 8 trucks available, but 5 trucks for the most part go out on average.
St.Thomas.
So I'm telling you, that's what I'm talking about. St.Thomas is where we have the 5 trucks. If we have any problems where we say the backlog coming in, we do send trucks from Kingston, but as I said, that's a challenge for us. Positioning trucks out here is also a challenge because we don't have garage facilities and all these things out here. But when we do see challenges on the horizon, which is why we're able to maintain the collections now, we do send trucks. I'm told that's the time, but I want to ask if Mr. want to say anything. I'm going to share her number and I'm going to share my number as well. Ask for 30 more seconds. So my number is 876-393-7851. So 876-393-7851. I'll invite Ms. Edmonds to give her number.
My number is 876-480-6489.
So any challenges you can, yes, you're Russian.
It's very important for you in your presentation to be honest. You need to look at the people of St.Thomas. You need to look at the people of St.Thomas and tell the people that we haven't received none of the jobs. St.Thomas did not receive any jobs. It's very important. Don't talk about 5 and the contractor. We ask a specific question. How much job St.Thomas did receive? Just be honest and say none.
Okay, so I did answer that. I can't answer that question. No. But I did stop a minute. I don't want to talk. I wanted 30 seconds to respond. I did answer that. I said, they said to me, how many trucks are in St. Thomas? I said, we got. Okay, so nobody got any trucks. NPM got the trucks. So we're not NPM got the trucks. We didn't say this truck is for there, that truck is for there. What we have got is we got 10 additional units. Where we have used the units traditionally is we put the trucks in areas where we have the most backlog or problems with garbage. Currently, St. Thomas, as I just said, has 0 load of garbage. We are on schedule. So places where we're having the challenges where we put the trucks. When we see garbage problems coming on the horizon, what we call backlog, then we dispatch the trucks to those areas. So it would not be practical to send additional trucks to St. Thomas when we don't have any backlog problems. We have 8 supplementary units in the parish underneath that. We are sticking around for big questions afterward.
Alright. Thank you, everyone. Good night, everyone. I'm Paul from the National Water Commission. I just want to quickly thank you on behalf of the team for inviting us here. We have my colleagues, Dr. Philippa Campbell Francis, she's the regional manager. We did a stand and see this. Beside her is zone team leader Raquel Mitchell, and somewhere Calvert Dave Harrison, who is the commercial manager. Please. Anyway, just quickly highlight, I know Madam Moderator, you're telling me 3 minutes, but I want to just highlight quickly some infrastructure improvements that we have carried out within the parish. Firstly, the bath facility. We have done some replacement and upgrading of pipelines, and these works have benefited the Ginger Hall, Bottom Bay, and Mansfield area. Needham Pen facility, we have done some rehabilitation of the 76,000 gallon storage tank, replaced some pipelines, and this is now benefiting Ward River, Needham Pen, and environments, etc. Alden Estates, we have also done rehabilitation of the deep well there, and that's now benefiting the Alden Housing Estate, Sun Valley, and Grand Spence. Now, the Springfield facility, what we have done is align ourselves with the South Coast Highway, that using that opportunity to do a number of replacement and upgrading of the pipeline which will be running along that thoroughfare.
So Springfield facility, we have done some upgrading works there. Also relocating some pipelines which would have been at the Goodyear number 3 and to the Belvedere onto the Martin Bay main road. Prospect, Ski bases 1, 2, and 3 are now benefiting from over 100,000 gallon storage tank. And also Johnstown district, we have put that tank back into operation, and it is now serving between 180 to 200 persons in that community. Mesa Garden, we are continuing our non-revenue water activities, also our leak detection activities and mapping. And for under the South Coast Highway, which I mentioned with Springfield, we have various components of the rehabilitation work. So I'm just going to go through quickly. Package number 1, we'll be looking at it. Well, we have done already that work since November. That's the Yallas Bridge to Loudon Hill. Package 2, which is the Loudon Hill Salt Patch to Pomfret. And package 3 will be Pomfret to Moranton Bay Bridge. Package number 4 is the Martin Bay to Prospect. And package 6 would be Arcadia District to Amity Hall, Golden Road. That contract, we have already done the design, but now finalizing the preparation for the awarding of the contract. Package number 7, Amity Hall to Hardley. The same process, doing the designs and finalizing the contract for awarding. Package number 14 is the Martin Bay to Search Island, Georgia intersection, and that was commissioned in October of last year. Now, package 15 is the Georgia intersection to Cedar Valley, and that's where we're going to do some pipeline installation for that area. Upcoming projects that we have would be in the Dalby, Chesapeake, and Rocky Point areas, Summit, Church Corner, and the Moranton Bay. Now, collections. We have been collecting, because you know we get our revenues from European customers, right? And we get roughly 60% of our total monthly billing. We have instituted a disconnection drive, which started in October, and we have seen gradual increase. However, only 37% of the customers who have been disconnected have really come forward to reconnect. And we just want to encourage them to make the effort. We continue to be challenged, however, by illegal connections, and this impacts the service delivery for us, for our paying customers. What we're also doing for customer service is those areas that were not getting the service delivery or the water supply. What we have done is starting to do some bill adjustments for the period of time that we weren't getting water, right? So the areas of Newland, Needham Pen, Bar, Old Period, Johnstown are some of the communities that we are presently adjusting the bills, because we realized we weren't getting, but we have done the improvement where you're now getting the supply, so we are just doing some adjustment in writing off that period of time. And other areas, other areas that we'll be doing some bill adjustment would be Port Dalby, Wilmington, Stewartfield, Stanton, Spring Gardens, Hearties, Loudon Hill, in Yallas, because we recognize that they continue to be experiencing low to no water. But and it's because of the low rainfall that we're receiving, or the low yields that we're getting from our surface water sources through the rivers. And that's, thank you.
Water connection. one way or the other. What a strong chain we have in the parish of St. Thomas. So colleagues, JPS come to us with a mobile office every first and second. Go down there and express your concerns. They say they are here to guarantee a safe and constant power supply, and all of us needs power. Solid waste, congratulations. St. Thomas don't have any garbage backup. Clap them. And NWC is here to upgrade to NWC is asking our brethren, some of us in here, who love to do the illegal connection, to stop it, because you are interfering with those of us who are paid. They are really wanting to upgrade the piping system in the parish so that we can all have water. St. Thomas has the best water, you know, and so all of us need to enjoy safe. And so I want to thank all the agencies and our friends from the municipal corporation, and of course the throne speech from His Worship the Mayor. St. Thomas is on the rise. That not sound good. Thank you. Yes, we are on the rise. At this point in time, colleagues, we are going to be entertaining questions. Pardon me? The representative from NWA is here? No, right. I'm sure I know. Colleagues, remember, you know, this is the beginning. We're going to have another town hall meeting. And so, other agencies you will hear from, along with these agencies that you heard of today. Now, for those of you who have questions, yeah.
You're right.
Okay, colleagues. We have an apology here from the Jamaica Fire Brigade. They are absent, so we'll have them on board for our next town hall meeting. I am going to be inviting just the order in which you came, because we have questions for you. I am going to start with those persons from the... All right. General questions. The persons representing the different heads, could you come up here and stand so that whenever the question is posed, you can answer. If you have a question, we invite you to stand to make a line in the middle row. If you have a question, the microphone will come to you, but the agency representative, I invite you to come on the platform so that whenever your question is posed, you can address it quickly.
Keep the mic. Yes. 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 No problem. That's good.
We have been doing very well with order and decency. We want to maintain safe. Thank you so much. So when you're asking your question, kindly state your name and if you are from and whatever organization it is you are from. You may proceed.
Proceed, please, Mr. Archie there. Turn around. We can't see your back. Yeah, go ahead.
Right. There you go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Victor Hutchinson, Bath District, farmer. My question this evening is to Radha and JAS. All right. I really need to know if there are any changes now in order to ensure that any farmer, whatever political party you might belong to or support, if any farmer is able to obtain a pickup under the duty concession system of the government. Because I asked it because I had applied sometime a year ago and I was given a village lawyer. Well, a village lawyer was questioned as to where I belong and my application was rejected. I now need a pickup to take my grass to my house. I have to be using a whole pahero, and you know that's not a pickup. Fill it up with grass, and then after you carry people in there, the grass is fractured and all of that. I need a pickup, and I want to know if RADA is now accepting application on the independent or on independent term, so that any farmer at all, which is a farmer, can get a vehicle. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Hutchinson, for the question. And if I may answer, the question is yes. We are accepting application for duty concession. However, we do know that we have certain criteria that we have to follow under the Ministry of Agriculture, right? So there is a protocol that we have to follow. However, in terms of the protocol, we have a list of the office. So if you so desire, you could visit the office on a Friday, that we can go through it and provide you with those answers for your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we're asking you, citizens, just ask the question, the dead question. Thank you.
Your Worship the Mayor, heads of department, citizens of St. Thomas, a hearty good afternoon, good night. My name is Rosemary Shaw. I am the chairman of the People's National Party, Eastern St. Thomas constituency, and I'm also former mayor of Moran Bay. Just some concerns that I have, and in particular, it has to do with National Water Commission. Your Worship, I think we need a special meeting with National Water Commission. For too long, we have had water problems in St. Thomas. And I think that we have come a long way. We have our natural resources, our water was taken away to Kingston. And I think my phone rings like 100 times for the day, and it has to do with National Water Commission. The poor citizens of Stanton Housing Scheme, ladies and gentlemen. I went up to Stanton and I almost cried when I saw what was happening here. Spring Garden, Mount Stewart, Thornton, Needham Pen. I understand that something has been done. You have a lot of PR stunt. People come and talk. And, you know, I can't fault the ladies from National Water Commission. We need to see some of the big men. And as I said before, we need a special meeting with National Works Agency and National Water Commission. I am sure that National Works Agency was invited this evening. And it's a disrespect to the citizens of St. Thomas that National Works Agency is not presenting. And next time, Your Worship, you need to invite China Harbor and National Works Agency because they have some explaining to do to us in St. Thomas about the road condition. Yes, we have seen aspects of the roads in the western section, but I'm telling you, coming from Yalas, going back to Prospect, it's too long, so we need some explanation and some action. I won't bore you, but Phillips Avenue also, we're having some challenges. I heard the officer spoke about Phillips Avenue. I'm here to tell you, officer, that Phillips Avenue is having a great challenge. They haven't received water for the past 4 months. So check your records. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night.
I'm in total agreement in terms of having a special meeting with Water Commission. It was just last Wednesday that for about half an hour or more at our infrastructure meeting, I was saying the same thing to the messengers of Water Commission. When you look at that community line, not even one drip of water go to those pipes. I can't understand you're serious about supplying water and you have customers that don't receive water in their pipe for 4 months. And it's not St.Thomas scheme only. And the reason why St.Thomas scheme is so unique, it's less than 3 miles out of the parish capital. So if we can't supply water to communities that are 3 miles out of the parish capital, what about the ones that are 25 miles? But I tell you what, we do what we want to do because we send it 30 miles to Kingston.
Yeah. Oh God. You're fighting.
National Water Commission, will you come and respond quickly, please?
Good evening, everybody. I am Philippa Campbell Francis, and I'm Assistant Vice President NWC, although female. I'm also sitting now as Operations Manager for the Operations Vice President for the entire island, although I'm female. So, as it relates, yes. So as it relates, I don't know all the areas, I can't remember all the areas that was mentioned. But I want to take a minute to say some of the works that we have been doing in St. Thomas.
Colleagues, we have been a very good audience. We heard of the wonderful things that NWC has been doing. So we need an answer for the question. We have spent our night, and I don't want poor people's blood to raise in here. So let us just answer.
Ask what was happening, and I said to you that I'm going to tell you what we have done so far to deal with the issue. Okay, so the Stanton, somebody asked about Stanton housing scheme. December, I have to tell you what we did. December 2022, we already did a new well for Stanton to help with the service in Stanton housing scheme. That is something that was done. Currently, the pipelines are being sourced to take new lines from up to the Stanton tank. I think it's a very large tank that we year, and the plan is to stop the top of Stanton housing scheme. And the plan is to rehabilitate the town and do new pipelines. And we have started those works. So in 2022, we drilled a new well December, and we are now procuring Springfield, brand new well at Springfield, just done. Brand new well at Springfield, just done. We had a meeting with MP Charles, and we went through on a point-by-point basis in terms of the works being done at Springfield. What I am asking, somebody asked for a special meeting with the NWC, you can have that special meeting. If you want to, brand new well just drilled 2022, new pumps procured for Springfield 2022, pipelines now being procured to deal with the new pipelines to improve service to Stanton housing. And we are available for the meeting when you're ready.
I think what we have to do is please.
Pull up.
I think what we have to do is just set our system in place. So it's very much surprising. But here, the new well have been done, right? Funds have been procured, and the local NWC doesn't know about that. So let's organize. I think we should not take any more NWC. Just organize a special meeting for them. So we don't have to do that. Thank
Am I here? Good. Colleagues, we've been doing very well and we're pressed for time. If we make extra noise, we won't get through with the questions. I see 5 persons now to pose a question. This could take us another 15 minutes and we are pressed for time. Madam, go ahead. Identify yourself and your organization.
His Worship the Mayor, heads of government agencies, citizens of St. Thomas, good evening. I am Kimberly Thompson, business professional and justice of the peace. And my question goes directly to the National Housing Trust. Now, the NHT is saying to us that $6.5 million is available for people to access in order to build a house. And if we're altruistic enough and we live good with one another, then 3 of us can come together. Now I want to say to the representative from the National Housing Trust that the time has come when nobody knows I live in a big yard. So therefore, owing to the current economic climate, the cost of production has gone up, cost of labor has gone up, cost of goods have gone up. So my question is, has the conversation started within the National Housing Trust to increase the loan that contributors are able to access? Thank you.
Mike.
Yes, good night again. Thanks for the question, and it's a valid question. Yes. We have been hearing that same question over and over. However, the NHT over the years, and as I mentioned before, we are capped based on our directive. However, we do allow individuals who can afford to borrow more money to mix the NHT funds with our next institution, any financial institution. So that is what we are doing currently, I mentioned before, about the whole brand. So what they're saying is that the conversation is not at this, it has never been mentioned before, right? We know that the cost of land and the cost of material is rising, but we are still restricted. So So what I'm imploring the young persons to do is that come in, check with us to see how much you can afford to borrow, and we can also align you with another institution who can lend you, the credit union, the banks. Okay? Thank you very much.
Okay, good night everyone. My name is Dji Mini Council. I'm a teacher. I'm a recent graduate of university as well. I'm not more so here to ask a specific question. Reason being, I have sit and listen to all of you guys speak about the various things that you have been doing. But how about the things that you have not been doing or can be able to achieve? So what I want to say is to take philosophy in mind. Those who don't know what philosophy means, it means a love for wisdom. So please get as much knowledge as you can so you can actually talk to these people about specific things that they need to do. One of the things is priority as regards to work. Yes, we appreciate the fountain and the fireworks, but there are other pressing issues that these monies could be channeled into, as well as such as our case. So the such as would be for our next meeting when I've actually gathered some information to speak about this. As I said before, wisdom. So the entities, as I was saying before, I would love for you guys to speak about how you have been failing. Okay, you did this, you did that, great, it's your job, right? But we need you guys to speak about what you have not been doing, what you are failing to be doing for us.
For sharing with us. Next person.
Hello, good night, Your Worship. Congratulations. You had mentioned a lot of the...
Your name and organization.
Sorry. David Williams. I represent Millwood Industries. If you need PVC windows,
You're in charge of the
I'm also part of the Chongsan hardware group of companies. So I understand that we were indirectly responsible for one of the mayor's biggest accomplishments, which was to make East Street a no parking zone. Right, Mayor? So, firstly, I apologize to the broader community that this parking issue really was a problem. I acknowledge that it was a problem. I myself have problems going up the road when there's a lineup of cars and somebody at the very top of the road sees you entering the road, but they still come down and hope they end up in the middle. And nobody wants to move. So I acknowledge that there was an issue. I'm the first one to acknowledge that. But the problem really was trucks that were parked there waiting for loads to pick up. There was some would stay there all day and never move. So the issue wasn't customers coming and parking, picking up goods and leaving. It was a constant line of trucks parked there permanently throughout the day. And they might stay there for a couple hours, leave and come back. So I guess my question really is to the mayor. I would have hoped that some consultation would have happened since it was such a big problem. And then perhaps we could have come together and come up with a solution. I'm thinking it could be a short-term party, maybe 15 minutes or 20 minutes to stop only. You know, I think that could have been an easy solution. Or a one-way down East Street to alleviate the problem. So, I'm just asking if, I'm asking the mayor if there could be a solution than just to make the street no parking.
Testing. Testing? Yes. I see, I want to agree with Mr. David. I see it as one of my accomplishments. The reason why I see it as one of my accomplishments, for too long, that street has been blocked. What actually triggered me was the day when, and I'm sorry that the fire brigade is not here, but I know the police can speak to it. The fire brigade, one day, since I've come here, tried to get up that street, tried to go up that street. The truck couldn't go there. No, when we do a fire, we're looking at lives. So as the mayor, with the responsibility to maintain civic order, I would be a failure not to clear the street. So I told the entire parish from before, I am going to be bold. Once the decision is right and practical, I'm not afraid to take it. So I took that decision because it was the right thing to do for the people of St.Thomas. But in terms of turning the road into one way, if we allow parking any at all on that road, it's going to be total chaos. And I didn't turn the street in one way. I did not. It's based on the law of the land. None of the street that we're painting now in yellow, it wasn't turned into no parking zone because of Hubert Williams. It's the law of the land. But most of my predecessors wasn't bold enough to make such a decision. But I rule without fear or favor. So I am more than willing to take a decision. In terms of consultation, I went there myself. I tried to talk with management. They told me that none of these vehicles here are theirs. These people only blocking up their space. That's what they told me. Truck drivers weren't there that day. So when I take action now, oh, you're going to cry about it. You told me these people are blocking up the space. And finally, years ago, the organization, the Junction Group of Companies, procure a piece of land that they said going to use for loading and parking of their trucks. Surprisingly, over the years, it has turned into a storage place. Now, who will be responsible if a ton of steel be loaded in the street and fall off the forklift and kill a resident of the parish or a visitor to the parish? I am not willing to, well, people ain't even died around there before. So I'm not talking something that is far-fetched. But I want the mayor, the deputy mayor, who is the council of Barangay, to say something on the matter, because it's a real sore point.
Thank you, Your Worship. Good night, everyone. Let me just say this. I don't disrespect you, David, but I want to tell you this. You guys now going to be like a Goliath in a man. It does not want to work. I can tell you this, and I'm so serious about this. You guys have made up a urinal on the sidewalk. A urinal on the sidewalk. When you're walking up on the street, you have to go back on the road, to go back around the urinal. I went to, and I said to him, what are you guys doing? This can't work. The man asked me personally, said, so where do you want me to put it? You hear what I'm saying? Where do you want me to put it? I'm like, okay. I went into council and I make an argument and issue about it. And that's how it was removed. Now, the Johnson, they had submitted a plan for a parking space. For parking. And that parking lot our lumber yard or a steel yard because they give up nothing. I am coming home or in my day and chunks and tank where them big truck men come and they want to unload everything on the same road. And the back, the forklift come and I unload and nobody, everything but a standstill. Everything but a standstill. And at the same time, they had submitted a plan way back for that lumber yard or the steel yard to be a parking space. Why has that been done? Now it seems as if some people are just lawbreakers and it does not want to work. I look, your competitor, what we call him Tuffy, Wilson Chung. They provide parking. Everybody provide parking. And I remember one time when he was making a building on this parking lot, Parish going to give and stop it and say it cannot work. So all that I'm saying, we must abide by the rules of the parish council. Mr. Mayor, I'm so proud of you when you understand. I am so proud of you to take on that and do what you have to do. Because it's unfair to the citizens of this parish. You can't and don't blame the little guys who are trying to make a little hustling to move this and move that. You have a big truck come up from everywhere to unload on the same part of the road, and yet still the parking space that was supposed to be given to your customers and everything, only take the same one and turn it into something else. It cannot work. It just cannot work.
Mr. President, my question was the plan approved for the parking lot. Was it approved?
Yes!
Okay, thank you.
Yes, and they never use it. They turn it into something else. So they're not supposed to come here and complain about vehicle and more. It's unfair to the citizens of Barclay.
Mr. Williams, if we open the conversation, you are allowed to close it. Yes, he opened the conversation. He is allowed to close it.
Okay. My father-in-law, Mr. George Chung, passed away over 3 years ago. God bless his soul. I'm sure he established his business here in 1939, if I'm not mistaken. And I know a lot of you people here. And again, I am the first to acknowledge that there was an issue on the street, and my apologies. Now, to accuse my father-in-law of putting a urinal on East Street is a lie. It is a lie. Where was this urinal? Where was this urinal on Payne Street? How long was this? How long? Just a few? Where was the urinal? All right. Okay.
We have been doing very well. And respect begets respect. If he doesn't know it, he doesn't know it. Okay, Mr. Williams, will you just call on first, please, sir?
My apologies. My apologies. If the urinal was there before 1996 when I moved back to Jamaica, my apologies. He said it was there a few years ago.
But apologies
stop here a few years ago. My apologies, it was there before I moved back to Jamaica.
I respect you. I respect you. I respect you.
Thank you.
Watch it. Watch it.
Wash it. Wash it.
Watch it. Watch it.
Wash it.
Watch it. Watch it.
It was there before 1996. My apologies, but it was not there after 1996.
Alright, Mr. Williams, we accept your apology, and we're going to ensure that there is, you ask for a conversation, we are going to ensure that that conversation is had. And I am going to check up with the mayor to ensure that that conversation is had quickly. Thank you so much. Our next parishioner who wishes to ask a question. Thank you. Say your name and identify your organization.
Pleasant good evening, St. Thomas, right? Mr. Ian Peters, popularly known as Barry. Most people know me as Barry, right? And two questions for Mr. JPS. The first one is, I can't understand, I know other sisters who can't understand now. Why at the time when they feel like that this parish had developed, they moved the office can't come back at home?
Good question.
And the other question I want to ask, who, if they have a fixed price for the inspector who come and inspect the house after you're stringing, everybody charge, when they feel like charge. Okay?
Alright. Let me first address your last question. GPS is not the entity that is responsible for examining the premises for it to be passed. The inspector comes from the government inspectorate. It is in no way connected to GPS. Recently there was a change to their procedure. So prices are not set by GPS, and GPS does not gain from the inspector's charges to have your premises passed. As a separate entity. First question. The office was not relocated to Kingston. There was a decision made by senior management to reduce the amount of offices across the island. Unfortunately, St. Thomas was one of those offices that was closed. As I stated before, the remedial action to that would have been having a mobile office in the parish. And the dates again are first and second Thursdays of every month. Whatever customer related issues, like issues, whatever issues you have that are outside of maintenance, you can visit the office, the mobile office, first and second Thursdays of every month. Or if you're concerned that have your issues resolved. The office is in the parking lot, the mobile office is a bus, and it's located in the parking lot of the operations department. That's right. It's in 1315 3rd Street. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I see we have another question. Your name and your organization.
Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is George York, and I have a few questions for the mayor. I noticed in Marby, where the parking is supposed to be on the curb, the paint, and some of the paint on the curb is not properly painted. Where? And I would like to find out about the parking sign also should be there where the paint is on the curb, so people can see when it's stopped. There's no parking there. So you can't really know. The paint alone won't work. We need some sign also. But we can't know exactly what to do because if they park, they don't go down to see that there's no parking. But they don't paint. And over the dirt, and beat on the paint sometimes until it's spot. So we need to rectify that. We need sign that what's painted. And on the one way, coming up the bay, going down the bay, right in front of the park, it needs a proper sign for motorists to know which way is a one way. There to notify motorists. You know what I'm saying? I would love to do that. And the market, I love the way you set the market, and we appreciate that. But we have a lot more improvement in the market. You know what I'm saying? That market needs to really tear down. The sky is unlimited. We can go up way in the sky and down by the bottom we can take a parking garage down
Thank you very much for the question. You're right. We have ordered already some no parking sign. So it's our intention to put in place no parking sign. However, anywhere you go around the world and you say no parking, it's a no parking area. And I don't want to, this one to sound disrespectful. Anybody who read for them license would have recognized the whole code book that wherever you see a yellow sign, a yellow market area, it's no parking. And from the way you speak, I know you're right enough to look and to know that. In terms of the market, you have a good plan for the market. But what I would want you to do is help us with the funding.
We have one last member to speak. Say your name and your organization.
Good night, all people of St. Thomas. My name is Ryan Chum from Jum Supermarket and Wilson Chum. And you might have known my father, Tough. I have one question and two statements. So the first statement is about, I spoke with the mayor previously about the dump for Market. It being right at the front at the entrance of Market. I know I spoke with him, he is on the same page as me that we should find an alternate location for it. I just want to make aware, and if anybody else has suggestions on that, which location can be. Secondly, recycling. Everybody's trying to go green now. I would like St. Thomas to start on that. I've initiated creating some bins, especially for plastic bottles. I've placed it in front of my stores. If someone else wants one in front of their store, I'll be happy to make it and drop it off for you. But then my question for that is, because I can't be responsible for picking it up, is if solid waste or the parish council would be responsible for picking that up and carrying it to the respective facilities.
Great partnership. Thank you so much for that. Great partnership.
Yes, we have met and have detailed discussion, and we share some of the same vision and sentiments for the township of Margate. And I must say as well to the parish that you make your commitment that whenever we're ready to do any of these projects, you're willing to stand behind it.
The conversation continues, members of St. Thomas. What an evening it has been. Let us give ourselves a big round of applause for ourselves, the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation, for hosting this town hall meeting this evening. I want to thank my panel. Next up here, it just goes to show that the health of St. Thomas is in good state. No question was asked from our health department, and we are satisfied with the garbage management. So, thank you all. My panelists, you may now take your seat. What an evening. Much to learn. As we recap. Principal is responsible to find the necessary funding, to make the necessary payment for our environment and for economic development. They are in charge of course, the poor, the disaster audit, finance, the roads. The mayor leads the charge and he does that by touring face to face. We want to say we appreciate the move to serve, protect and reassure by our police. The MOH, you have things locked. And we thank you for the evening clinic. Colleagues, it is important to visit the clinic. You save a lot, and once you are very mannerable, you will be treated A-class. The JAS, thank you. You continue to organize the farmers, and the farmers continue to provide us with fresh produce, supported by RADA. The NHT wants to ensure that there is housing solutions. Just like the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, they deal with the protection of our social life. It is important to plant a tree, and remember, St. Thomas produced 1 million pounds of onions and over 200,000 pounds of tomatoes. Red Cross continues to improve the lives of the vulnerable. And anyone in here, do you know where North Avenue is? Where is North Avenue? You don't know. So it's when you go up to Quartz and you go up a bit behind Quartz, right up that road that runs up before Lodiman. Yes, you will find that is North Avenue. So you see, there's much for us to learn. We want to thank the JPS for powering us up. We all need power. We would have missed JCDC and we would have missed solid waste. NAA. But the opportunity will come around when we have our next town hall meeting. And so, as a team, together we can, together we will, together we must for the parish of St. Thomas. Let me know if you have some water, Mr. Mayor. We have to temper this team, no? Let me invite the Deputy Mayor, Councillor Ron Bryan, to move the vote of that.
I just want to say thank you all for coming out this evening. I'm sure this tournament was a great success. I wish more questions were asked, because you know, it's been a while since we have seen something like this. Yes, I was a little bit upset, and you know, some people just know why. But I just want to say thank you to all agencies. A bit disappointed though with NAA, and the reason why I'm saying this loud and clear, they don't even come to our meetings. So I'm not even surprised that they're not being here today. But that's okay. Your Worship, I'm not sure if you want to start doing this like every 6 months or something like that. But just thank you all for coming on. And have a good one. Thank you.
Let us all stand for the singing of the national anthem. Mr. DJ, do you have it on record there? Okay, and might I just make a suggestion, Mr. Mayor? Could we have a box one of the parish council, but it could also be placed at strategic points in the town, like a letterbox something, and we drop our questions and then we have them being responded to. It was a phenomenal evening, and to God be the glory. Great things He continues to do. Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with Thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. Be our light through countless hours. To our leaders, great defender, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever, Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love. Teach us true respect for all. Stir response to duty's call. Strengthen us that we to cherish. Give us vision lest we perish. Knowledge send us, Heavenly Father, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever, Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love. Safe journey home, all of you.